Wonder Woman 774 Becky Cloonan with Michael Conrad. You guys read this, so take it away.
Yeah.
Different artist this time as well.
Yeah.
Just gonna get the name. It was Andy McDonald.
Yeah. Who is fine. It's not more, right?
It felt like a step down. It's not terrible art. It's really not bad,
No.
but it just didn't feel.
It's not my kind of art though.
No, we had like really nice clean art for the last art.
Yeah.
And it was really strong and stylized. And this is a bit more line heavy, kind of shaded.
Yeah.
It's scratchier. It's fine.
Also,
it's not as good.
When we get to the point where Wonder Woman ties up another god, it felt very kinky, for lack of a better term. Just the way that he's tied up.
In their defense, that is Wonder Woman from the start, right?
I understand that. However, God that she doesn't know, little bit weird to go with the whole collar and front tie kind of vibe. I just wanted to point that out with the art. Like, I don't feel like that was in the script. I could be wrong.
It probably wasn't, but again, I feel like that's more of just a homage to Wonder Woman's past. Kind of
sure.
Being full of that stuff for like the first decade of her existence.
Right. So, little disappointed now that we're out of Valhalla and the tone is kind of shifted. This is more typical of Wonder Woman kind of stuff because we're dealing with the Greek gods, but we're also getting a little bit of the Roman gods in there. And
well, yeah, just the one.
Yeah, but I feel like we're leading to more of them. And if you know your Greek and Roman mythology, you'll know that one gave way to the other. And, you know, they're mostly the same. However, the Roman ones are a lot more militaristic and aggressive than the Greek gods, right?
And with worse names.
Yeah.
Well, let's just name them all after planets.
Do you think we named the planets after the gods, Connor?
Some of them.
We're getting lost here. But so, we basically find out that when Wonder Woman ascended, she was meant to go to Olympus, but she couldn't because a Roman god was already on the pantheon in her spot. Now, why that is part of the larger mystery, but we find out that this other god that was there was Janus, who
famously
is the god of two faces, duality, and usually, you know, described in art that's found of that time as literally someone with a face in the front and the back, right?
Think Voldemort at the end of the first Harry Potter film.
Right. Here, though, this Janus is almost two beings that share a body, and through the retelling of Janus is the dark version of Wonder Woman that we kept being teased through the Valhalla arc, right? Went on a tear and wrecked Olympus. And according to this other version of Janus that's telling the story, who looks like your typical Roman kind of god, beard, tunic.
Yeah, I assume
toga.
they did still share a body and had like two faces because there's a big like gaping hole in his back and sort of like torn flesh. Yeah,
right.
So it looks like they had a body coming out of the back as well.
Right. And that basically this dark version of Janus, who took the form of Wonder Woman, destroyed Olympus. And now, you know, Wonder Woman has to figure out why exactly didn't she ascend to Olympus as she was meant to, being that she's a demigod already. And so she goes to Deadman to get his perspective. And Deadman's, what's he doing with Xanadu? Is he doing? Is it a card game?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was nothing like important.
No. But she pulls him back to the realm of the gods. And let me see where to go from here.
That's where they go to the graveyard.
That they go to the graveyard of the gods, which we get a real cool version of Tartarus, and that we find out that Diana's put a lot of the people in Tartarus.
Makes sense.
You know, they take this cool little elevator down, and she's seeing all of these people there, including Kronos, which I think is a big thing, because Kronos is time, right?
Yeah, Kronos, in a lot of versions of mythology, is kind of banished to Tartarus by Zeus and the others.
Right, Kronos. So They get down there, they enter the graveyard of the gods, and it gets real trippy because there's a who looks like, because I had just read this a couple months ago, Khonshu from Marvel, version of that bird-headed. Is this meant to be?
Yeah.
Right? Is this meant to be the ferryman? Is this?
I don't know. He's holding the lantern as if he's
Chiron, right?
I've never seen Chiron look like this before, though.
Me neither. So that's who's waiting for him. And yeah, they're gonna go out. I also did like the person standing guard at
an old warrior, Jason. I'm assuming of the Argonauts.
That's what I'm thinking.
That was my assumption.
Right, and Dead Man's there. Clearly he knows him. Tells him, "Go forth, you'll find what you seek, but you will fail. Never to return again." He goes, "Thanks, Jay. Always a pleasure." A little bit of fun, but yeah. So
it feels like a real transitory issue of just like, okay, let's kind of set things back up. Let's start this arc. It's a slow start to the arc, though. It's
kind of missing the novelty that the Valhalla stuff had, where you had Wonder Woman in an unfamiliar setting.
I'm still enjoying what it's doing with Ratatosk. I think that stuff's getting more interesting. The idea that it's her fault that she went to Asgard and was to save the tree, and that was kind of thanks to him.
Right. I also am not trusting Ratatosk because just the way that he talks to Janice wouldn't surprise me that there's a trickster at play here. Whether it's Loki or one of the other.
Yeah, she seems
who we'll meet.
Diana seems to think he's referring to Hermes.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely convinced.
Hermes or Mercury, or there's so many different tricksters. It could be Coyote from the Native American, traditions.
There's still the potential that we're playing with Loki, given that we did just set up a bunch of, Asgardian
stuff. And I feel that's hilarious given the synergy of the Loki show being on as this is coming out, talking about variants and whatnot. So yeah, but no, like it's fine.
It's still a solid issue. It's a solid issue. It's just nothing amazing. It's nothing standout.
No, I'm still gonna keep going on this one.
Me too.
But yeah, just her back on Olympus. I was just kind of like, okay, we've kind of seen this kind of stuff before. And when you have the whole realm of the gods and her, going through here, you just kind of want to see something new. At least I do. I'm not gonna speak for Connor here. But I'm curious to see if the Roman gods are involved, how she interacts with them. If it's any different, like would she get along with Mars versus Ares, right? Because they are different. Like they're similar.
They are different, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and just kind of the beat on Kronos there. Like we really focus on him. And almost as like that's, to me, I read that as the clock's ticking, right? That's who she put in there.
Right. It felt intentional, but like, why single out him of the people that were there? Like, are we going to be playing with him at some point in the upcoming arcs?
Mm-hmm. So, but so rating, I'm going to give this a 7.5.
I'm just going to go with a straight 7.
There you go. Cool. And of course, we didn't read the backup, so let's keep that theme going.
Okay.